Hello everyone, my name is Don the Movie Reviewer. One more time. Hello everyone, my name is Don the Movie Reviewer, and today we're going to be talking about The Nun. Yes, The Nun. Alright, so the reason why you see this expression on my face is because I don't care about The Nun. Surprise, surprise. I don't care. The Nun is a part of the Conjuring Universe. Yes, there are many people trying to create universes, and I guess the Conjuring Universe, they didn't do this before Marvel. It was after Marvel, but I don't think because of Marvel's the reason. I think it's because, there's so much mythology that is within the Conjuring Universe, because apparently, they have gotten all of this information from case files that Ed and Lorraine Warren had, because they've, they're paranormal investigators, and they've have been investigating so many different cases, from the Amityville Horror to dolls to possession to all sorts of many different things, that I guess whoever stumbled upon these, or whoever Ed and Lorraine Warren delivered the case files to, the person just looked at this and was like, we can create an entire franchise out of all of this information. And that they did. And a lot of people are soaking it up. And, for myself, I saw the first Conjuring movie, and it was good. The first Conjuring movie was a good movie, but it wasn't scary. It didn't scare me. The only thing I liked about the first Conjuring movie was James Wan's excellent directing in that movie. I think the first Conjuring movie took place during the 70s, and when I first saw Conjuring in the theater, I said, this feels like a 70s movie. This feels like I'm watching an old VHS cassette, and it definitely had the feel of an old, 70s movie. So the directing by James Wan in the first Conjuring movie was phenomenal. And that's the only reason I liked the first Conjuring. Other than that, it wasn't scary, but it was a good movie because the directing and the story had a nice, flow to it, and the acting, was good, and it was good. It was a good movie. I liked it. And then, they had The Conjuring 2, and The Conjuring 2 is awful. It's an awful movie for me. Conjuring 2 loses all of that charm that the first one had, because to me it's just a CGI creature fest. Like, you see this Jack-in-the-Box character, this red character who's completely CGI and it looks awful, and then you see this one weird scene where the dog transforms and it's awful, and it's just the story's predictable, and the ending is cliched and predictable, and to me the Conjuring 2 loses track of the first one and the atmosphere of the first one. Like, I think the atmosphere, the tone of the first Conjuring movie is what sold me, and the second one, it lost that completely and doubled down on jump scares and CGI creatures and a predictable cliche ending, and I didn't like it. Then now they have these spin-offs with Annabelle, and I didn't see the first Annabelle movie. I mean, I saw it, but I didn't finish it because it's a strange thing. I didn't see the first Annabelle in the theater because I saw the trailers. This looks stupid, and I heard a lot of people say it's stupid, letting people influence me. So eventually I was like, all right, I'll rent it. So I rented it, I popped it in, I watched it, and it started skipping, and I was kind of upset that it was skipping and it was pausing, because I guess I was watching it on DVD. I should have streamed it, but I was watching it on actual, DVD. And it was skipping because I guess it was scratched. I had rented it from Redbox. Yes, I still go to Redbox. Well, not now. Back then I did, but I was watching it and I was like, it was skipping, and I didn't care because I didn't care for the movie. Then they came out with Annabelle Creation, and I guess there are people who are like, it's an improvement from the first one, but I don't care. I'm not watching it. And then now they're coming out with The Nun, and I still don't care. And the only reason this is because, an example. You have one movie that comes out, like The Conjuring, which is an excellent movie. And then you're like, okay, they come out with a sequel. Since I like the first one, I'm gonna watch the second one. You watch the second one, and you're disappointed. So then when they come out with a Conjuring 3 or a spin-off, I don't care, because I didn't like what I just previously saw. If I liked what I previously saw, then I would be invested in a new one. But since I didn't like the Conjuring 2, and I really didn't care for Annabelle all that much, now I'm just staying away from this franchise completely. But we have The Nun, and I know the build-up to The Nun. Like, I saw the Conjuring 2, and in the Conjuring 2, they build up to The Nun. And that, like, they show a picture of the nun, then there's like a little jump scare with the nun. So now we have the Nun movie. And looking at my laptop here, seeing the director, he has directed some previous projects that I have not seen. I have not seen any of this guy's projects, and looking at his IMDb page and his filmography, which I don't know if IMDb is 100% correct all the time, but from looking at it and going off of what I see here, I haven't seen any of these movies, and a lot of them are short videos, short films, and this is his second directorial debut, which, you know, that's not a problem, because I mean, you look at Marvel Studios, for example, when they get directors, you know, like Taika Waititi, and he did Thor Ragnarok, which was a good movie, blew it out of the park, and he only did like What We Do in the Shadows, and I think Hunt for the Wilder People, I think he did that as well, I think. And you know, he's an indie director, and he knocks it out of the park with a big blockbuster. It can happen. Or like with Ryan Coogler with Black Panther, he did two previous, you know, he did one low budget movie with Fruitvale Station, which was great. And then he did Creed, which, you know, is not a big blockbuster, but it's a known franchise within the Rocky series, and people like that, and I liked it too. And then he did Black Panther and knocked it out of the park. So it can happen, you know, even first-time director, you gotta start somewhere. And usually for first-time people, horror is the right place. Just look at Paul Rudd. Gary Doberman is the writer, the screenwriter for The Nun, which is intriguing. And this is why, because he did some very, I mean, he did the first Annabelle movie, which I don't care for. He did Annabelle Creation, which I don't care for. But he wrote the screenplay for It, which it was, like I said in a review of mine a while back, it was fun, effective, and scary. But then watching it again, it's kind of disappointing because it's just a bunch of jump scares. And the movie's not really scary, and the tactics that the clown is using is really ridiculous and repetitive. But it was good, it was effective, and it was scary for kids, and a lot of people love it. So that's a triumph and a win right there. So he did that, which is interesting. And apparently he's writing the screenplay for It Chapter 2. So I guess, you know, he's got some good credentials under his belt with It. And that's all I really see here on his resume, for me anyway. So as a writing for, you know, The Nun, I'm intrigued, but then I'm kind of, I don't care. But anyways, looking at this, you know, I don't care really, but just to do something, I will watch the trailer for The Nun. So without wasting time anymore here, without further ado, let's watch The Nun trailer. Make sure you watch to the end, okay? That is a creepy painting.
When I was younger, and after each one ended, the same thought would be stuck in my head.
What did you see?
I saw a nun. Word of my visions reached the church, and I was asked to accompany a priest to an abbey in Romania.
The Abbey has a long history.
Valak.
Not all.
I've seen that guy before. He was in Quentin Tarantino's The Hateful Eight. He played the Mexican guy. He's also in a TV show I've never seen.
Callahan's here.
The directing here is really, it looks good. When I see this chick, I'm wondering if that's the young Lorraine Warren, because she looks just like the actress who plays that character. Her face looks just like her. But the actress who plays Lorraine Warren in the Conjuring series is not in here. But this young actor right here looks just like that character. A younger version.
Hello.
Alright, Alright, I watched to the end, and it was a jump scare. Nothing happened. It's just a teaser trailer, so it just sets up the premise for it. It's like before The Conjuring, before Annabelle. So it looks like, to me, this kind of feels like it's going in that Exorcist Dominion route. I mean, there were 2 prequel Exorcist movies. I don't remember what there was Dominion and there was Exorcist prequel, whatever it was called. That's what this feels like. You know, like going to some cave, and then there's some like secrets, demons, and spirits down there and whatnot. And I mean, you can't get a lot from this except it sets everything up. It's like, here, you know, it's before everything, and it's a nun I don't know nothing about except what I learned in the Conjuring 2. I don't know. I still don't care. I probably won't see this when a full-length trailer comes out. Maybe it will sell me. I don't know. But with this, I don't care. I mean, some of the directing shots in here look great. I recognize one actor. One actress looks like the young version of Lorraine Warren, which would be cool if they did that. Have an actor in here who looks identical to the main actress who plays Lorraine Warren, and to somehow tie that into... Because the only thing that connects these movies, like Annabelle, to the Conjuring movies is that, oh, it's this one little piece of material, like the doll. You know, because you see in the Conjuring movies, they have this whole archive library of these artifacts that they have collected from other cases, like the Annabelle doll and the painting of the nun, which we don't know anything about. We don't know how this nun became a possessed, crazy, you know, spiritual, supernatural killer. But I don't care. I have nothing else to say. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.